welcome Dr. Sailesh for this practical session.
Good afternoon. I think getting some feedback in the meantime. What I'm going to do is not making you sit probably in meditation again, but I'll just briefly run over some things and then we open for remaining question answers. So, whatever we have been talking from morning, so how best I should use the holistic science tools for each meaningful, harmonious inner living. And as I said, one is understanding, and the second question, what should I be doing? And I said that briefly, that life has two parts. One is the part of happenings, which has so many scientific circumstantial evidences coming together, and I'm not totally independent there. But in my decisions or projections part, I'm independent. So if I use my decision or projection part appropriately, then I can have the more fruitful results. Now, a part of that, there is a folder like this given to you. If you can open that folder just for a while, that's labeled as Universal Projections for Each Inner Living. And on the back side there is a note that everyone asks to change our behavior. We also wish to do so, but often fail, get confused and frustrated. Why so? What is the science? Can one change an effect or a fruit? No, one needs to change a cause or a seed. Behavior or present personality is the result, effect or fruit of previous causes or seeds which were laid down in the form of previous decisions or projections or beliefs. What can be easily changed is present understanding. With change of understanding, inner decisions, resolutions and projections would change easily and behavior would follow naturally. It works like a seed or a cause, and behavior would result like a fruit or an effect. Hence, we do not ask you to forcibly change your behavior, but we just change your understanding. This is the most significant and yet easy practical approach to holistic inner science. I don't know how you just interpret this, but if we see most of the places in the world, we are saying do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. We also sort of decide to behave like this. We can't. When the instance occurs, the reaction occurs from our personality. So this is the science that whatever my mind, body, speech reacts right now, rather than respond, is the result of my past beliefs. It may or may not be changed soon, but what I can change is my present understanding. And once my present understanding is changed, my inner opinions, beliefs and projections will change to result in the natural change of behavior to come. And there are 9 codes which we follow in our life, but we'll go through one or two. So you can see the first diamond, just we'll go through 2. The first one is, I'm asking, this is my projection, that O Supreme Self, or O Lord, may you bless me with such an infinite inner strength as would restrain me from hurting, causing someone to hurt, or supporting someone hurting even slightly the ego of any living being. Here ego is not the sense of excessive pride, but ego is in the sense of identity. I am Shailesh, is my identity, and that is my I. If somebody hurts on that, I would be unhappy, will be reacting, and when I hurt someone's ego, I also would be disturbed. So this is the first. May you bless me with such an inner strength in the philosophy of relative pluralism in thinking, speech and conduct as would restrain me from hurting even slightly the ego of any living being. Now this doesn't mean that I cannot have discussion. I can always have my point of views, I can always have my stand, but in a way that would not hurt anyone's ego, more amicably, more so trying to persuade the things. And we'll go over one more, that is the fourth. As the communication part was being discussed by Dr. Satya, this is a very, very big topic in fact. The communication, if we can take care of the communication part, I think most of the battle of the interactive dealings is won. So here we are asking that, O Supreme Self, O Lord, may you bless me with such an infinite inner strength as would not make me, fifth one I'm going, Fifth one, O Supreme Self, O Lord, may you bless me with such an infinite inner strength as would restrain me from speaking, causing someone to speak, or supporting someone speaking harsh or hurtful language or language of rivalry to anyone. If I observe my speech throughout the day, actually the speech has the form depending on my intention, with what intention I am speaking. If I am speaking with the intention to prove I am right, obviously I am trying to prove somebody is wrong. If I am speaking to help or soothe somebody, it is a different form. If I am speaking to dominate or no, I am right, it will have a different form. So here I am asking that for the strength so that I will not speak harsh or hurtful language or language of rivalry to anyone. Now the second part. Give me inner strength to speak soft, sober or soothing language, even if someone speaks harsh, hurtful, egoistic or biting language. I am trying to behave myself, but when it comes from somebody, usually I react. Now people say, don't react, respond. There is a difference between react and respond. Not going into that, but I am asking for this inner strength. So likewise, we have 9 codes of conduct, and if you like, you can just, this is just to keep as an inner hearty projection or inner hearty decisions, and the rest of the things would follow. I think that looking to the situation, we may not go for another meditation, but we can go directly for remaining interaction, and whatever we are, we can freely interact and try to gather what can be our way of progressing in the life on this front of holistic inner science or spiritual or whatever it is. Because I know that everybody is trying to progress, and to some extent each one may have progressed and each one may be needing some more clue to progress further. So I invite Deepakanandji, Satya and Engineer Sanjay Bhai to come on the dais for the discussion part. Madhubhai, Madhubhai, Sanjay Bhai, Deepakanandji, Professor Satya. Please all of you come here. And I request all of you, whosoever we are left here, to heartily open out whatever we want to know or we want to discuss, or even you can share your experiences, you can give your feedbacks, whatever. This is a completely informal, open, heart-to-heart session. Let me put it that way. You also can share your experiences, you also can suggest something, you also can give some feedbacks. Clarifying one more point, as some more discussion was going on during the tea time. This science doesn't say you that don't behave practically in the routine life. No, I may be going whatever I am to express or whatever I am to explain. But this science is telling you to understand the life, living and the natural regulatory system and its laws, so that I can resolve my inner self in any given situation, have the correct understanding which helps me dealing in my routine or whatever dealings I am having. That doesn't mean that I'm pessimistic or I'm not doing anything. If you recollect, I have two things in my slides. Do your best and then leave rest to nature. If patient comes to me, I will not say that you are suffering your karmic bonds and you are suffering. No, I have to do my best as a doctor, and then whatever is there, I have to understand that I should not have an error on my side. So please ask whatever you want to have in the form of questions. I think we have more mics here. Okay.
I think we need to give one mic to the audience too.
Yeah. So I think Karthik's mic is working?
Yeah.
So I'll give this.
These two
So
mics are working
this
right
is
on time.
the mic for audience, you can pass it on and ask the questions from them. They are what? So please use this mic, either the mic can go to you or you can come to the mic, whatever is convenient to you.
Yeah, and if I request everybody, please come down so it'll be,
Or
it'll be warmer down. Everybody come down here so we can go up.
Yeah.
You want that?
So to come up in live, you need to come down.
If you can please come down, that'll be helpful.
Can you listen?
Please. Right? Rajni, right?
Is it on?
Thank you, and I think I have a question for Sanjay Paul. He did a great presentation on Seva, and I just want to know whether something has been done or going to be done for mass genocide that has happened in Sri Lanka and Tamil people.
I think that is a question which has a political answer. I am not involved in any kind of political activity, to be honest.
It's not political activity, it is like people suffering.
No, it is, obviously. If you are
No, I'm not-
asking about if we have any programs to help them out,
Yeah, I mean, don't take it very, politically or anything like that. It's
Okay.
very, very people suffering. And then whether Seva, wherever there is any genocide or anything, we shouldn't go political at all. I am not political question at all.
no. As far as if we have any programs in place to help out people there, the
Yeah.
answer is no.
Okay,
Do we have anything in the pipeline? No, I'm not aware of anything,
okay.
to be very frank. If somebody comes up with a program and comes up with some need that is defined and comes up with a plan that how that program can be executed, then we do actually consider it. The governing body talks about it, and then if it is approved, then we will definitely work on that SEVA program. But nobody, as far as I am involved, has ever come up with any problem or a program that needed our attention. Maybe they have, but I'm not aware of it.
Thank you very much. And we appreciate very much on your Seva program, and helping people throughout the world. So, it is being very appreciated very much. Thank you.
We'll try.
Yeah, thank you. And I have a question for Dr. Oarayitam. And I think my question wasn't answered from this morning this afternoon. I asked, you were holding a glass of water in your hand. Once you put it on your table, the problem doesn't go away. It doesn't go away at all because of the fact it is still in the mind. And I think, you can, maybe I didn't put the question properly this afternoon. And there is always like if you take like sorrow, you can't just put it away, and it is always in your mind, and I just want to know how you can take sorrow. I should give an example in Tirukural. Tiruvalluvar says that when you go to any people, your relative or anybody who died, you cannot go and just put away the sorrow. It is always there, and then you have to go through that sorrow. I think we can explain that.
Yeah, this is really a very interesting question. Easy to say that forget the bad things,
Yes.
but difficult when it comes to practice. It's very tough. For example, sad events, the death in a family, and so on.
Yeah.
For some time we feel, and if any bad thing happens, problems, for some time we feel. But sometimes what happens, people have a tendency to carry that forever. And what happens as a result of this negative energy, that creates spiritual crisis. Spiritual crisis. And that results in fear, doubt, confusion, and many things. You always say, I've been doing all good things, why bad things are happening to me? Why this thing is happening to me? Why I have so many problems? I tell you one thing, there is no one in this world who is not having problems. Everybody has. And problems are different weights. We try to tend to give more weightage to small problems. That is the biggest problem. And if you assign the different weights to different problems, then you will not have tendency to carry the problems further and then carry them forever, and they become so heavy. So when I took the example symbolically of the one holding the water in the hand, it means you are carrying the problems in your mind continuously, they become heavy, they get multiplied. So if the weight is 1, it gets multiplied up to 10, 100. That is why, a simple example, a person gets angry. What we say? You count up to 10. Still, if you are angry, count up to 100. Still, count up to 1,000. When I told this to my son, Dad, I get more angry if you say 1,000. I cannot count up to 1,000. He gets more angry. So, there are some subtle ways of controlling and getting rid of the problems. Your training is very tough. And that is why in the holistic science, it says all the process is there, how to control it. It's all in the mind. Everything is in the mind. And if you go through the scriptures also, Yoga Vasistam, that is the wonderful dialogue or debate between Ram and Vasishtha. And Ram is very intelligent. He asks a question to Vasishtha, what is this world, all the world about? Vasishtha says, Rama, entire world is within you, in your mind. If you have control over the mind, you have control over the world. So that is where the whole thing process starts in holistic thinking. They train how to control, how to give less weightage to the problems, and then get rid of negative energy and result into positive energy. And I don't know if I could rightly answer the question. Otherwise, you can come back tomorrow morning.
Any comment from Deepakanandji or Shalishani on this?
Yeah.
I will answer the question in 2 parts. One part, you are right, that the problem doesn't go away. It was a gross simile. The problem goes away or is resolved when I am able to resolve my inner self. Mind seeks resolving answer. Intellect seeks resolving answer. Why to me? Why it happened? Why at all it happened? When I am understanding how the things are functioning, my inner vision or the knowledge, correct knowledge, can resolve my inner self, why it happened, how it happened, and what is really going on. And with that convincing, resolving answer coming from within the mind comes to rest. Till the mind or intellect has resolving answer, no matter what you do, no matter wherever you go, it will continue to disturb you or it will be in the turmoil. So that I did mention in my part. And the part 2, what if somebody is dying or dead, right?
Yes.
I agree. So I'll give you example of my father passing away and how the holistic science works. That will be a real life situation example, right?
Yes.
As a doctor, I closed my practice, sat all 7 days throughout by his bed, tried best of 3 MDs from the town. I did everything, but I could not save him. So the personality, Prakriti of Shailesh was getting little disturbed, naturally because there was atomic and molecular connectivity. But my inner vision, my understanding was also coming to play. And it started functioning that in this form, whatever connectivity we had, that has come to an end. If the connectivity is remaining, we'll mitigate. And more importantly, whatever has passed are just passing phases. The inner self, which I am more than convinced, is forever. So I started with 2 prayers. Prabhulal Bhai was his name. So I started to pray whomsoever I was believing, Simandar Swami Dada Bhuvan, that bless him such that wherever the departed soul has gone, be in peace and harmony, and his way to liberation remains unhindered. And second thing, I was getting grief because of my attachment, right, as a son. So I started nullifying that again I saw or I vowed to pure self within him, which was free of mind, body, speech, Prabhupada and his name and all name belonging attachments. And I started saying that whatever mistakes has been done through me, throughout the life, I beg pardon of that. I beg pardon of attachments and aversions, and give me the inner strength so that equanimously I can get square these accounts. With these two prayers, within some time everything settled down. So it is our acquired beliefs of the worldly, what you can say, science that the Prakriti does give effect or that connectivity. But our vision, correct vision, works on that and overcomes it. I'll give you second real life situation example in my own family. My brother's baby girl, 1.5 years age, was playing at 12:30 in our lab. I went to another clinic, it's a story of 94. At that time mobiles were not there. I was going from one clinic to other, there was a message, rush home. Before I could reach home, she was no more. A playful child at 12:30 is no more at 4:30. And my father noticed some abnormal movement, tried to take him to pediatrician's clinic, 10 minutes away, could not reach there, nothing was there. Now you can imagine when I reached there first time, what must have started? No chance at all. Then the inner vision started functioning. Happened has happened. Whatever has happened, it cannot be undone. Now if I continue on to that, it is double loss. What has happened? So my inner vision started saying, see, this is the nature's play, that's what I am saying, circumstantial evidences. As a doctor, I have been instrumental in selling so many. Here I have no chance at all, no circumstances at all, wherein I can go and try anything. So this is nature's play. Nothing, not everything is by hands. In father's case, I sat 7 days by side of him. Here, no clue, no chance to anybody. So inner vision started functioning in this way. Whatever the connectivity was there, it has come to an end. If the connectivity is there, it will meet again in some other form. You and me are meeting because of some connectivity. It is not just by chance. And again we started with the same prayer. We started praying for the departed soul that let it rest in peace and go to the liberation unhindered. And we also started doing our pratikrama, or cleansing for our attachments, and the things settled down very soon. My brother came next day, he also joined the process, it settled down very soon. And whosoever the relatives were coming to us to console us, they were just speechless by saying this. And they remarked that by saying this we can say that you have something. So holistic science visions, you do go through all the circumstances of extreme grief or extreme joy, but your inner vision tells you what is what and can take you over that in a very comfortable way very soon. And these are all the two honest real life situations. Okay? I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Thank you. I have another question for Rajinikanth.
Sure. Shailesh wants to add something.
Can you hold?
Sure.
This
is open.
in connection with what your question
Oh,
is.
okay, thank you.
I just went through two incidents and situations within last 10 days. And both families had death in the family. Young people too. One person was only 23-year-old, another was 42. And by chance, this happened yesterday actually, the 42-year-old. We had no clue coming from New Jersey that this is what we were going to get engaged into. The motel we stayed in, the owner's son passed away the day before. And he came to see us and to greet us actually, said. And then we started talking and he mentioned that his son just passed away. And he said their family is gathering in another room to do the prayers and all that. So we naturally said that, okay, can we come and help you in the healing process? So we'll do some bhajans and help that way. So we went in there and we did a couple of bhajans and then started explaining the reality of the life. It just happened, not that we are the speakers or doers or anything, just the circumstances brought us together and the question came up and the answers came up.
And we started talking to them, and I said, look, what is the grief? And I said, the grief I know from the holistic scientist is you really can call a grief if you have the solution for it. If you don't have a solution for it, you have to simply accept the situations and move on. And a holistic scientist has given us example of you are hungry. So there is a solution for that. You put food in your stomach and that is solved. Somebody dies. Like he said, in one situation he tried for 7 days, other situation he didn't even get a chance to do anything. Now you have to accept the situation and move on. If you don't do that, again as Satya you said, that you carry that burden on your hand. Now why we carry that burden? We carry that burden because of our emotions and our attachment to that person. A lot of people's fathers die, their mothers die, and their son dies. Nothing affects us. Nothing affects us as much as our brother or our father is going to go. Why? Person is leaving this world. If that person, leaving of that person is going to affect, it should affect everybody the same way. But here, the answer is, you are emotionally attached to that party. That's why you are feeling this grief. And even if you don't do anything, the time will heal that process too. We all have gone through those situations in our life. So the answer is, the sooner you understand the situation and resolve that situation from within you, the better off you will be in doing things that you need to do moving forward. And that's what I wanted to pass on to, that understanding. Now this family, yesterday, we started talking about it, and I said, hey, would you guys have been able to do anything for him to save his life, Said, no, we could not have, So I said, okay, so now your connection in physical form is over. But you have another form of connectivity that you need to open up now. And that's your soul connectivity. And I said, what was the aim of your life to give to your son? He said, well, all parents wish for their happiness. So I said, why don't you still go on and offer happiness, give him blessings and all that. And I said, believe me, it will reach there when you have this connectivity open. And they all understood that part, and it helped. In the first situation, I talked to the mother who lost 23-year-old son. And I told her that, this is the understanding. I said, your physical body will be crying, your physical body will be doing everything. But I gave her the understanding of this connectivity. And she went along with that, and also with this Pratikraman Kriya. So when she was sitting in the funeral home, what was she doing? She was using that inner vision. And she told me that. This is the third day of her son's going. So the understanding plays the role of how you deal with the situation. That's what I wanted to just pass on to you guys.
So can I add one more point? Can I add?
Sure.
Go ahead.
It's open.
Okay. This is a very interesting question, that when someone dies in the family, what happens? I want to tell you a small story for 2 minutes, which gives a very wonderful message. Once the religious teacher was giving this course, he said, I have answers to all the questions. So one from the audience told that, my wife died, and then I want to find an explanation. And I am not feeling well. It's sorrowful, The religious teacher said, okay, I'll come to your house and answer your question. When you coming? Next week. So next week, the religious teacher visited that person's house. And, did you come with the answer? No, I am a little busy and I am going out of town, and can I keep my suitcase here for 1 month? Because it's difficult to carry. I'll come back after 1 month and answer your question. So after 1 month he comes back, takes the suitcase and started leaving. He said, you didn't answer my question. Did not you get the answer? What is the answer? So Now, the suitcase I gave you, did you open it? No. I gave it to you and you gave it back to me. Did you feel any pain? No. It's your property, you are taking it. Similarly, the wife is the property of the God. You are the custodian of your wife for 55, 60 years. You are grateful to the God that she served you. And when the term is over, God has taken his property. Why should you worry? So we are all guided by the God, and we are just guardians. Whatever he gives, we are just guardians. And then that realized in him, and then he said, okay, that's very good. That gives solace to him. Because we don't have any control. We think we have control. We don't have control on two things: birth and death. If I have control over
Third thing is there,
yes sir,
taxes.
taxes you can evade. Okay. If I have control over the birth, I would have born in Bill Gates' family, but I don't have control. So these are things beyond our control. But we get carried away by these, and then attachment is there that will take us, haunt us. I love my father, I love my wife, but at the spiritual level, if you go from the physical level, you understand. And I think holistic science is the one that takes us from physical level to the spiritual platform. Did I add correctly, sir? Want to add something?
I have a question for Rajinikanth Patel, and he said religion is kind of admiring nature, and I just want to know some explanation on that.
So is a question, can you repeat?
Religion is kind of admiring nature.
Admiring?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Religion is a kind of admiring nature. Religion is a kind of admiring nature. Nature, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, while he's checking, let me, one of the things, I think the whole 4 or 5 hours, I'm thinking of someone would talk about tolerance. How tolerance play a role in bringing purposeful, happy, harmonious, ritual living? Can you elaborate more on that, tolerance?
What I see, in common language we say tolerance, but I put it a little differently. It should be patience till my inner self is resolved before I respond. Because if I tolerate, that means I have not responded right now, but it's suppressed within me. Sometimes it will rebound back like a spring. So don't learn to tolerate, but learn to resolve within with a proper, correct vision. That's my take on it. Yes, in a common language, people say he has tolerated it well. That's okay. But if I'm not able to solve my inner state of being, it's pending within me. He did something to me. I have tolerated for the while. But if it is kept, if it is within me, bugging me, sometimes I'll reiterate and react and show it. Should not be the case. I should be able to resolve within me, come to a state where I'm clear, amicably, equanimous with equanimity, and then I can respond. So I say patience to resolve within first and then to resolve outside. That's my take on it. Anybody can add on to that.
One more thing, tolerance is a quality of egoism. So when the bearing, you cannot bear, when you cross the tolerance limit, is going to react. That's how we said the spring will react. But when you understand certain thing, then it will settle forever. So it should be based on right understanding.
That's what I
Just tolerating is like, it's an egoistic quality. It is out of egoism. That I'm tolerating, this is the limit. Then I don't know what I'm going to do. What happens?
I just want to add one small point. The difference between Vishwamitra and Vasishtha is tolerance. Isn't it so? That Vasishtha has so much tolerance. Vishwamitra killed 100 sons of Vasishtha. but still he did not react. He kept cool. Can you believe anybody in this world who can have such tolerance? 100 sons of Vasishtha were being killed by Vishwamitra, but he did not react. High level of tolerance. That is why he is called Brahmarshi. Brahmarshi. Then Vishwamitra started realizing, oh, how this person has so much tolerance. What is that? It is the power of yajna. Then he started doing all the pujas, yajna, all this. But still, he was never called Brahmarshi. Rajarshi was called because he was a king. That king's qualities were there, egoism was there, everything. Then he said, no, I want to be called Brahmarshi. Then they said, you have to increase your tolerance level. Then he became Brahmarshi. I think did I answer your question, sir?
And also, I think if Babaji said the same thing, or in the 40s, like Babaji told the Indian community that you had to have tolerance to the British, and do it by ahimsa, not by violence. I think those things come together.
But was it not the duty of Vasishtha to protect? No, I don't think the mic is okay. It's a very small gathering here. No, the people in this. Just want to ask Satya one question on the persistent Vishwamitra. That when Vishwamitra was killing these 100 sons, as a father, was it not Vasishtha's duty to protect his children as a father?
Yeah, actually, all easy questions I will answer. All difficult questions I will pass on to you.
I don't know the story.
Actually, Vasishtha was in full control of his mind. He is Brahmarshi. He has full gnana of everything. It's not in his control. It is not in his hands. So he doesn't have to react. He's like a sakshi. He is like a sakshi means witness. He took his personality out of his body and then he witnessed everything and he becomes silent witness. That's it. And about the protection of the children, he knows very well that there must be having connection to the previous life of those, and then that is how they get sublimation and liberation of the souls and so on. That's why he didn't react. Had he reacted, he would have been in the material world. He was always in a spiritual platform. I think Shailesh can add.
I really don't know the history behind that, but what I understand that the Vasishtha Muni was a Brahmarshi. Brahmarshi means he was a fully enlightened soul, and in that state of